Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Macroeconomics online at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you just a little bit of feedback on the chapters 3 and 4 activities that I finished grading earlier this week. And then I'm going to tell you about the next set of activities for chapters 5 and 6 that we've got coming up due a week from today. All right. So first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the chapters 3 and 4 activities earlier this week. Hopefully you've already gone in and looked at your grades for those activities and read the grading comments. If you haven't done that, go ahead and do that as soon as you can and let me know if you have any questions. Most of you did very well on the chapters 3 and 4 activities, so I was very pleased overall. So keep up the good work on that. It's obvious that most of you are putting the time and effort in that's needed to succeed in this class, and I really appreciate that. So keep up the good work on that. Now, I did notice there were just a couple of students that seemed to run out of time, and you weren't able to get all of the questions answered completely. Just as a reminder, always give yourself enough time, allot yourself enough time to get the work done for this class. Well enough before the due date, so that you're not in a time crunch trying to get everything done at the last minute. All right. Also, there were a few of you that had problems understanding the demand and quantity demanded, the relationship between those two, and so forth, and just in general the law of demand. And so I have created and posted a video. In fact, it's right here on the announcements page. And that video, basically what I do is I go in and explain the law of demand and the two variables on the demand curve, which are price and quantity demanded, and the inverse relationship that's shown on a demand curve, and the things that can cause changes in quantity demanded. Really, there's only one thing: the price of the good that we're looking at. And then I also explain the things that can affect the entire demand curve and cause it to shift. So if you're still not real comfortable understanding the law of demand and the relationship between price and quantity demanded and demand, just make sure that you watch that demonstration video because it should help you to better understand those concepts. And if you still have questions after watching the video, just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right? All right, so let's see. The discussion that we had regarding the advances in technology and how those have increased the occurrence of telecommuting or working from home. I thought that discussion went very well. I really appreciate everyone's participation on that discussion. I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments, so keep up the good work on the discussions. Like I said, I thought that went very well. The chapters 3 and 4 objective test, most of you did well on that, but just as a reminder, I know I always remind you of this, but you can take that test as many times as you want to, and your highest grade is automatically recorded. All right. Also, as a reminder, I will be opening those chapter tests later in the semester so that you can use those to prepare for the midterm and the final exam. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. All right. So that brings us to what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities. So if we go to the activities page in my Ozarka, right now we're in the middle of week 4. Okay. And we don't have anything else due this week, but we do have work due the middle of next week, specifically Wednesday, February 14th, which is 1 week from today. So you've got about a week to be working on the chapters 5 and 6 activities. So you have the assignment, the test, and the discussion. all due by Wednesday, February 14th. Chapter 5 is really the first chapter that it's really the first chapter that goes into strictly macroeconomic concepts. Micro and macroeconomics have the first 4 chapters are the same for both of those courses, because those first 4 chapters are basically just introducing what economics is and the main concepts that are important to understand for both micro and macroeconomics. And then this chapter 5 is the first chapter where we actually go and start looking at strictly macroeconomic concepts. So chapter 5 is going to introduce us to macroeconomics, basically what it is and how it differs from microeconomics. And it's going to cover some of the main concepts in macroeconomics, things like gross domestic product, or GDP, economic growth and fluctuations, economic indicators, aggregate demand and supply, and then finally the history of the U.S. economy. So that chapter 5 just kind of introduces you to macroeconomics and the main concepts that are important in macroeconomics. And then chapter 6 goes a little bit further, and we're going to look at some of the ways in which the U.S. economy can be tracked. And some of the ways that we track it is through the Consumer Price Index. That's one of the things that you'll learn about. You'll also learn about the expenditure approach in economics, a way that we can track the overall economy. You're also going to look at the income approach to tracking the economy. We're going to revisit the circular flow model. Remember the circular flow model that we looked at in the first couple of chapters, that basically shows how resources are used in the economy to produce goods and services, and it basically shows the decision makers that are part of that, using the resources to produce the goods and services, those 4 types of decision makers and so forth, and the payments for the use of those 4 types of resources that we covered. And so in macroeconomics, it's important to make sure that we understand that circular flow model in more detail, so that we can understand how those various decision makers and resources and so forth, how they flow through the economy and lead to things like economic growth. All right? And so just be working on those chapters 5 and 6 activities. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Remember to use all the learning resources that you have available to you. Of course, your textbook, you have the PowerPoint slides on the assignment page, you have the videos on the assignment page. So make use of all those resources that you have, and just let me know if you have any questions. And that's all I have for you for today. So enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and I will talk to you again sometime later next week. Thank you.